welcome back, my little nightmares. Me, Queen Nightmare, and I'm here with
Hannah Mechem. Again,
and we're going to be doing a Blairon story called One Bite, parentheses, Blairon. It's Ronald Weasley is normal. He is totally normal. Until the day they come back to their 8th year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. The Beanie, Blaze a Beanie, is normal too. That's what we thought. That's what everyone thought. That's what he thought until something about his unknown heritage is revealed. He's a vampire. I have a theory he's a vampire.
I can tell you.
In this story, there's
I'm
Blairon.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
In this story, there's Blairon, Drarry, Pansmini, Demus. I've never heard of that before.
It's Demus.
I've heard of Sean, because it's Seamus and Dean together. I've heard of Sean, never Demus, which is really weird. Isn't that weird? I've heard of
I've heard Demus, I've heard that more than Sean.
Really? That's interesting. Yeah. Evil, which is Theo and Neville. Lenny, Wolfstar. I have a question. Why is it called Wolfstar? I understand werewolf, but why star?
Because Remus turns into a wolf during the night.
But
yeah.
Is Sirius a wolf as well? I thought he was just a dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
because he just looks like a planet
wolf. But
okay, he's a wolf. A sexy wolf. Or that's what he thinks he is, because he wears that weird outfit. Anyway. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Okay. There's Bitchy Lavender, Okay Ginny, and Annoying AF Cormac. Wait, did we just go into South Park for a second? Cormac. Who the heck is Cormac?
Book character.
It's just a character. Okay. Okay. Let's get started.
Whoa. Alright.
Wow. If it's gonna move.
Prologue.
It's gonna move. Holy shoot! That looked like a huge bunch of stuff. Okay, prologue. Your turn.
Oh yeah, my turn. Ginny, do you know where Pig went?
Ron
Weasley. Yeah.
Should I just do the...
Who's gonna do the Hobbit?
Whose POV is? Should I just read the parts where they're going, like, actions?
Yeah.
Okay. Ronald Weasley shouted from his bedroom window to below where his younger sister, Minerva Weasley, was packing her trunk. Remember, I'm Lavender, not Ginny.
Yeah. I just got very lost for a second. I saw him flying in the kitchen somewhere.
She screamed back. Ron leapt from the window and down to the kitchen where he saw his best friend, Harry Potter, being attacked by the owl whilst... Wait, owl? I thought he was looking for a pig. Whilst attempting to...
Pig is the owl's name.
That's confusing. Oh, God. Great. Perfect. Whilst attempting to finish his breakfast. Remember, you're Gryffindors.
Oh, yeah. About time. I've only been able to take 2 bites of my toast.
Harry sighed at the sight of his best mate. Ron rolled his eyes and grabbed Pig, thrusting him a bit too harshly into the cage. Oops, sorry, Pig, he muttered.
Oops.
The owl merely hooted in reply. Uh-oh. I'll be the mother. Ronald, Harry, hurry up!
Okay.
I'm going to be late! shouted the mother of the Weasleys, Molly.
Hold on!
Ron shouted back. Ron and Harry spent the next few minutes trying to carry all the bags at once towards the ministry car. Yeah, she works in the ministry, right? I forgot what she was.
Yep. Well, no, the dad does, but yeah.
Before Hermione Granger, the third addition to the trio, appeared from the suitcase, giggling. Oh, wait. Who was it?
Oh, for Merlin's sake.
She sighed and waved her wand. The bags lifted themselves from the boy's grasp and floated out the door in an orderly fashion.
Are you telling me that we've been lugging those bags for the past half hour and you only came now?
Harry complained. Hermione just rolled her eyes in reply.
It's only been 7 minutes.
She chuckled,
Let's go.
And the three of them left the house. Ron's POV, so you get to read it now.
Yay. Hey, babe.
Ugh.
Ginny squealed, latching onto Harry's neck. Ooh. Too bad. Latching onto Harry's neck, he chuckled, but I could hear the disdain in... What was that? Oh. Something touched my foot and it scared me. It's just a dog. All right. Disdain in it. Harry did tell Hermione and I that he was bisexual, and we accept him fully. But I have a feeling this new aspect of him has changed his opinion on my sister. Hey, Jen. He smirked, and we all got in the car. Hermione and I share knowing looks.
Did he say that he didn't like Ginny at all? Well,
no.
He didn't like her, you know, like boyfriend thing. Because he says, but I have a feeling this new aspect of him has changed his opinion on my sister. So I'm guessing that he hasn't broken. So he hasn't broken up with her.
Yes, that's what it means.
I feel.
Yeah, he hasn't.
Yeah.
But he wants to.
I understand that. Okay. Sorry. I just had to ask that because I was kind of confused with, like, does he like her or doesn't he like her?
Yeah. Okay. Where's Bill, George, and Charlie? I asked my mother, who had just gotten in the front seat.
Well, at work, they said they'll owl. I can read. They'll owl later, though. Everybody got everything?
She asked. We all nodded in reply to my father, who was running towards the car, briefcase in hand.
It's all good.
Sorry. Right then.
You said my line, but it's all good. It's all good. I thought you were saying sorry to me, but it was like...
Well... oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's okay.
Well...
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, sorry, he muttered. So, the dad.
I was only
Are you going to play the dad?
Play Molly Weasley because I wanted to go, where have you been? The one part that you absolutely love Molly in.
Then I'll play the dad, yeah.
Sorry. We love Molly. Not like that, though.
Okay, wait. I skipped a couple lines. Hold on. Alright. She asked. We all nodded in reply and smiled.
Arthur, get a move on!
Doop. She bowed out the car window to my father, who was running towards the car, briefcase in hand. Sorry. Right then, he muttered. And with that, we set off towards King's Cross Station. Once we got to the station, we said goodbye to my parents and got in the train, which, with a great lurch, started moving. Anyone see an open compartment? Hermione asked. No, maybe what just happened to my voice? No, maybe there's no, maybe there's more. There's one closer to the back, I suggested. Harry struggled, and we started walking towards the back of the Hogwarts Express. We finally found a compartment that looked empty but had 2 people in it. Of course, he's back.
Potter?
Malfoy. Harry breathed. Malfoy said back, his gaze fixed in Harry. Harry shook his head and turned to the other person. Parkinson, Hermione said, and she just...
I didn't know her eyebrows had superpowers. I'm sorry.
Her eyebrow.
Yeah, we had
no,
to,
right?
we have
That's
to
what my brain said.
My Hero Academia joke. I mean, it's just warranted.
Yeah. Definitely.
What are you doing? That's yours. No, I asked Malfoy.
That's Malfoy.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah.
It's all
okay.
Good.
I can read. Dyslexia. What are you doing back?
That's none
I
of your
asked Malfoy,
business,
who furrowed
Weasley.
his eyebrows. Parkinson answered
Could you
quickly,
move?
and Malfoy continued glaring. I heard a deep voice say behind me. And why would I do that? I sneered, slowly turning around. ...
Oh boy.
Zabini
Future husband, and this is the first interaction
what?
for like the whole series.
I cannot. I'm so scared. Alright. Zabini was standing right in front of me, an angry expression on his face, his jaw
me?
firm. I was...
Okay. I
what?
wasn't
That's
asking.
you. Yep. He snapped, and that's when I noticed how tall the bloke actually was. Just checking if I'm still recording. The bloke actually was. He was maybe 2.5 heads taller than me. Maybe a head and a half taller than Dean, who had been the tallest boy in our year before Zabini.
This is the author's note, yeah.
Okay,
I was
that's
watching
you.
Half-Blood
Just
Prince the other
'cause it's
day,
a
and
note.
actually Dean is taller than Blaze. But, for this story, Blaze has to be taller. Oh, sorry. Okay, so, I guess, hey, at least they're, like, trying to address, like, why they chose it, so there you go.
Yeah. Although, why he's taller will make sense later.
It's still yours, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Let's go, Ron, Hermione whispered as she pulled Harry and I away. After a while, we found an empty compartment and sat down in it. I can't believe they let him back, Harry said the minute we sat down. Technically, he didn't do anything wrong, mate, I sighed, rubbing my forehead. Ron's right, Harry. He had to do what he did to save his family. I'm sure you'd do the same for us. Same thing for us, Hermione asked.
Just red.
And Harry turned scared.
It's just pretty much a different type of red.
Scarlet.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I know.
Scarlet,
I'm just struggling with saying scarlet for some reason.
That was a bad joke, but I liked it too much.
Yeah. I suppose you're right, he sighed, and I chuckled a bit. After about an hour of snacking and laughing, the lights of the train started flickering, and let me talk. Lights started to flicker. Started flickering, and screeching wheels could be heard outside the train. Why are we stopping? We can't possibly be at Hogwarts already, Hermione said. Everyone, including us, peeked their heads out of their compartment. I could clearly see Malfoy, Parkinson, Parkinson and Zabini's head from their compartments and scoffed slightly. Then I saw Ginny, Seamus, Neville, Dean, and Luna running towards our compartment. We quickly let them in and shut the door. They were all heaving, and Ginny and Luna were sweating. What happened? Hermione asked frankly.
Yeah.
We were ambushed. They came into the 7th year compartments and searched us, Ginny cried. Luna wrapped her arms around her and hugged her. What? Who? Who do you mean, they? Harry said. I don't know, but they said they were looking for someone, she said. Wait.
Yeah, it's still you.
Just trying to figure out who said that.
Wait, who's Dean? I'm Dean and
Yeah.
you're Seamus. That's right. So
Yeah.
You're Seamus still. There you go.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah!
Yeah. I wonder who they're looking for. Ron and Zabini. I forgot this wasn't a Drarry for a second. I'm sorry. I was just like, wait a minute. Is this a Drarry or is this a Blairon? Because it was so focused on Draco and Harry, and I was just like, yeah, this is a Drarry. No, it isn't. So I was kind of confused for a second. My brain just went, you know, the usual happened.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, the usual.
Yeah.
My stupid stick.
Did you get lost or something?
No.
When you say it like that, it sounds like you did.
I didn't. I have it highlighted, but I never heard you say the line.
The line isn't me yet.
Yeah, it is.
It's Seamus. Seamus said it.
Oh, he did?
Dean isn't there.
Oh, I read ahead. I just got yeah, we saw Ginny and Luna running, so we followed, and one of them was waiting right in front of the teacher's coach. He let us pass, but I heard him mutter something. Seamus sighed, scooting closer to Dean, who was staring pointedly at the floor.
Where the heck does Theo talk? It's just Neville talking then.
Yeah.
You keep on going.
What? Oh my gosh, I can't hear you again. Gosh dang it. Come back.
Okay, so...
Who's gonna be Neville?
You are Neville. I'm Theo.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
My characters haven't been talking lately.
I don't know. I've been reading way too many stories lately, man. I was dead for a second. Said something
Same.
about him and the air. Neville, who was shaking furiously, whispered. Hermione sat down next to him and hugged him, whilst Harry and I took out our wands. No, you're going to get hurt. What was with that accent?
Yes. I liked it.
She
I liked
scream
it.
whispered. We'll be fine, Miney. Stay here and guard these 5, I said. And she nodded, her wand in hand, just in case. Harry and I slowly stalked out. Am I still recording? Yes, I am. Sorry. Harry and I slowly stalked out of the compartment and were immediately faced with a pale man who had lifeless red eyes.
I'll do this one.
I found you. Who?
I'll do this pale man voice.
You'll do this one? Okay.
Because I haven't been talking for the past I don't know how many minutes.
Yeah.
Found him.
The man shouted, and Harry and I glanced at each other. If you want to take Harry, you'll have to go through me, I shouted at him, my wand raised.
We don't want the half-blood, Potter boy, Unithandral.
He spat out, but it soon turned into a smirk.
We need you.
He sounds like an old lady.
I'm getting into this story now. Hold on. Chapter 1. It is done. We need you.
I froze. What does he mean? Excuse me? I snapped.
I'm so sorry. Like, excuse me? You want what? You have the audacity.
You have the audacity to say that?
Oh my gosh. I'm crying. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Anyways, let's keep on going.
All right. Excuse me? I snapped. He smirked. His smirk widened when another red-eyed, lifeless-looking lady ran towards us. I'll play her.
Okay.
He's even more perfect than I imagined, she squealed. What? I shouted.
Come with us.
The man said, looking at me, and I furrowed my eyebrow. Why would I come with you? I said.
Did it sound like a question?
He shouted. He grabbed my arm with inhuman strength and pulled me. I tried to... I'm okay. Okay, I'm fine. I tried to flail out of his grasp, but it was too strong until I heard Harry shout, "Stupefy!" Was I able to get free?
You're going to regret that.
Oh, yeah. Shouted yet another red-eyed man from behind us. The man lunged at Harry, and I darted in front of him, my arms spread wide, but instead of filling the spell I expected, the man lunged forward and bit me. I felt his teeth sink into my neck, and blood dripped from the wound. I screamed in pain, and Hermione jumped out from the compartment. It's done. Thank you, Regardle. I can't say
Armin.
names.
From like
Rearm.
Attack on Titan. Damn it! I couldn't think. I was like, that anime. But Armin. Coconut Head.
Nardle. Take Armin and let's get out of here, said the female. The regarded man walked past me and easily deflected the spell Harry was shooting at him. He picked up the stupefied man, and all three of them vanished in a whoosh of black smoke. I was crying so much my vision blurred, and my throat got sore from screaming. Multiple people heard my screams and looked out their compartment. I couldn't. The pain was too much. And I squeezed my eyes shut. Merlin Weasley! I heard McGonagall scream. The last thing I heard were faint, Ron! Before passing out. Harry's point of view. Oh. Okay. I crawled from where I lay on the floor towards Ron. He was passed out, and I looked over him. Ron, I shouted. Oh, Ron, Hermione cried, and ran towards us. There were 2 dark holes in the nape of his neck, which were leaking blood. Hermione and I looked up to see Professor McGonagall running towards us with a large, grayish-brownish wolf behind her that I knew was Remus.
Wait. Can Remus transform? Is it in the middle of the night when they're going to Hogwarts?
Yeah. Usually when they like arrive at Hogwarts, it's about 1 a.m.
Nighttime.
So.
But the thing is that they just left the station though, so technically it's still light out, and they wouldn't let a werewolf on the train. Okay, so wait. Author's note. Wait. After mating with Sirius, Remus helped werewolves evolve. Now they look like actual animals. Cause why not? Okay, so he can control it.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Oh, okay. I was like, oh my gosh, why would they let Remus on the train if he's going to transform into a werewolf that day?
Also, you completely just ignored the fact that they mated.
Yeah, I was just like, oh.
Oh.
Wait, who's bottom, who's top? Sorry.
Don't. That's me every time, though. Okay. Professor.
Okay.
What? Hermione started. Sorry. My accent just said bye-bye. You are a baby now. Hermione.
You okay back there?
What?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Hermione started, but McGonagall shushed her. Professor Lupin shifted back, fully clothed. His eyes were wide, and he was paler. There we go. Paler than usual. As he looked down at Ron, Hermione and I looked down as well to see Ron's peachy skin was slowly going paler. I can talk. Poppy! Oh, wait. You want to do him? You are him, yeah.
I'm serious. I'm not Remus. I don't understand why all your characters get to talk. What the hell? I was just like, yeah. You got... But anyways, I think that's Remus saying that, isn't it? Getting
Yeah, that's
Poppy?
Remus.
I'll be Poppy. How about that?
Okay.
And Madam McGonagall. Take that, why don't ya?
I was Madam McGonagall. You mean Madam Pomfrey and Professor McGonagall?
Potter, you. Where's Thomas? Thomas!
We just skipped 2 lines.
What? I skipped 2 lines?
Yeah.
But you're supposed to say, Poppy, we have a situation, and he shouted, and Madam Poppy
I hadn't
nodded.
said that yet.
What the heck? Because that was the next line you had to say. That was exactly the next line you had to say.
Yeah.
I thought you just said it.
Nope.
That was my imagination. Whoops. Sorry. I screwed up on it anyway. Go ahead.
Poppy, we have a situation, he shouted, and Madame Pomfrey nodded.
Potter, you. Where's Thomas? Thomas!
Yelling noises when he saw Ron. Wait.
What?
McGonagall shouted.
I was like, wait, what? Huh?
I skipped a line by accident. That's what was going on.
Whatever you're drinking,
McGonagall
put it back.
shouted. What?
Whatever you're drinking, don't drink it anymore.
I'm not drinking anything.
I'm blaming those eggs. I'm blaming those eggs today. I tell ya. They're probably messing with your words.
They are messing with my words. Stupid eggs. McGonagall shouted. Dean ran out of the compartment and made a weird yelling noise. Yelping. Oh my gosh. Stop. Yelping noise when he saw Ron.
Help Potter carry Weasley to the teacher's coach. Now!
She scribbled. Sorry. That's what my brain said for a second. Instructed before adding,
Granger, you come too.
Dean and I picked Ron up and carried him towards the teacher's compartment. Madame Pomfrey and Professor Lupin were already there with a stretcher.
Stretcher. I
Stretcher.
love that too much. I just wanted to say it. Stretcher. Oh, all right. Thank you, you two. Come with me, please.
McGonagall said, and motioned for us to leave the room. Hermione, however, was holding Ron's hand, tears in her eyes.
Granger.
McGonagall sighed.
Yay, sorry.
Sympathetically. What?
Like, I wanted McGonagall to say, like, Granger, he's gay, you know that? Don't cry over him.
Well, it's really just because they're best friends, you know.
No, I think she was, like, then she would be crying over Harry as well.
I need to... Oh my gosh. I keep almost spoiling the entire story. Because I've already read it, and I'm like, should not say that.
I'm so confused. What happened?
I'm struggling
With words and...
because I've already read this story. So the day we found it, I ended up reading it because it looked really good. And so now I've already read it all, and so I'm
You
just
read
like,
it all,
don't
or did you read
spoil.
only part of it?
I've read it all. I was like almost on the last chapter, and then I decided to stop because
I guess.
it's probably not the best idea.
It's sad, isn't it? Son of a bitch.
No, it's actually really... It's
too
not
good
sad.
at the end, you mean?
Sort of. It's too good. It's too good to be true. All right. McGonagall sighed sympathetically. Hermione turned to face us and nodded. We walked through the train before stopping in an empty compartment after Dean went back to the others. We sat down and McGonagall sighed.
All right, what happened?
She asked. Hermione looked at me and my breath hitched. Well, Ginny, Luna, Seamus, Neville, and Dean came running into our compartment. Ginny told us those people had reached the 7th year compartment, saying something about him and the air, that they were looking for someone. I started. She nodded. Ron and I left the compartment and investigated. Don't investigate. I need mental help. All right. And one of them said they had found him. Then, when they saw us, Ron told him that they were never going to take me, and then I gulped.
The man said, wait, is that you or me? No, it's still you. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Why are you...
That's
McGonagall,
me.
shut up. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. You're messing me up, bitch.
Yeah. Don't call her.
Oh, no. I'm gonna go to hell for that. Oh,
alright. No, I was just saying. Nah,
it's
McGonagall. She's amazing.
No, she's
absolutely adorable in the books.
Everyone does. But she is a badass bitch. No one can.
That's true. Everyone does, though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The man said they didn't want the half-blood Potter boy. At this, McGonagall looked a bit taken back. He said he wanted Ron. He said he wanted Ron? Hermione inquired, and I nodded. She too gasped. Then the female came and said that Ron was even more perfect than she imagined. I said, I almost just made a very bad joke. Well, number one, it would insult my entire family. But, I was about to say, they thought he was perfect because he's soulless.
Yeah,
because that's what all redheads are.
Hey, we all know that redheads know how... If you're a redhead and you're a fan of me, don't take this bad way. But if you ever seen Lucifer, the show Lucifer, there was this one scene that it was like the first ever episode they ever worked together on. He's like,
yes.
Look at that guy with those hands. Those could squeeze the life out of someone. Oh, look at that ginger, redheaded bastards. They're soulless and they scare the crap out of me, and I'm myself. You're not helping, you know that, right? Hey, you can't diss.
I remember that episode.
You can't diss.
That was
Lucifer,
amazing.
Okay, you can't diss him. You gotta love the guy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay, you know what's funny? Every once in a while, I'll accidentally get Lucifer and Supernatural mixed up, and I'm like, wait, no. They're almost two exactly
First time
opposite things.
I started reading.
I need to stop.
For everyone's information, first time I started reading a Harry fanfic, and it had a guy named Dean, and I was like, who the put Supernatural in a Harry Potter fanfiction? I went, and then I was like, wait a minute. There's this person named Dean, and then he has a best friend named Seamus. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't know if I actually said that in the video though, but that was like a big concern for me. I was like, wait a minute, there's a
Just,
Dean,
shit.
now we just need a Crowley and a Sam. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I had to say it. I had to say it.
I'm gonna shut up. I was about to place another ship in it.
Okay, we stopped on. I
gulped.
said squinting to remember.
No.
I said squinting to remember.
The female came. Yeah, I said squinting to remember. Then, he then told Ron to go with them, but Ron asked why. He grabbed Ron and started pulling him, and he couldn't get free, I said, and McGonagall just stared at me. I stupefied him, and he let go of Ron, but then one of them came at me from the back, and a tear protruded. What?
Protruded.
Ah! I can't talk.
Hey, me neither. It's like English is my second language when it's my only language I know fluently.
Right? That's how I feel, because I'm like, well, I know French and Japanese, but I only know like some of the words. Like,
yeah,
I know a lot of them.
Like I know
but
Japanese, like some Japanese.
English is my main language.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's keep on going.
Oh shit! My computer's at 8%.
He let go. Oh. Do you want me to like just read a little bit?
Okay.
Then you can just go find your charger.
Well, I can't use my computer while it's on the charger.
You can't?
Because it stops working. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's painful.
Okay, I think we should just finish this chapter and then we'll sign off. How about that? Okay? We got it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
And then I'll just be doing this one and join this one to my new collection of books I'm going to be reading off and on from my channel.
Yeah. Woo! Okay. Where was I? A tear protruded from my eye, and I wiped it quickly. Ron, I quivered. He jumped in front of me, and the thing bit him, and now I cried into Hermione's shoulder. Her tears tickling my ear. I see. Oh wait, that's you.
I see, Mr. Potter.
McGonagall said, blinking rapidly.
Get some rest, both of you. We'll update you both on Mr. Weasley as soon as we can.
She said. She took out her wand, muttered a spell, and spoke.
Everyone, the danger is over. Please calm down and try to enjoy the rest of the journey back to Hogwarts. Good night.
Oh, and Professor, Hermione whispered. McGonagall turned back to us and raised an eyebrow. One's name is Armin, the one who bit Ron. His name is Regain! Ah!
Reginald.
I heard them talking, and the female said something about it being done. she said. McGonagall nodded and left. It was only then that I lifted my head from Hermione's grasp and looked out the window to see the train moving and the sky a beautiful purple. Yes, purple is beautiful.
Purple and orange. It hasn't the sun hasn't set yet, so that's why I was kind of confused.
Yeah.
Blah.
And orange.
Good night, you two.
She gave a wary smile and left Hermione and I in the compartment. Hermione's lips were quivering, and she lay her head on my shoulder. I stroked her hair and let her cry, trying to hold back my own tears. What in Merlin's name is happening?
Put your head on my shoulder. I don't know how the tune goes, but that's all I can.
Put your head on my shoulder. Hold me in your arms, baby.
Okay, we're gonna end it. Well, I'm gonna end this segment with Hannah. I might go on to do a little bit more, just jump ahead a little bit. But because then we'll just be able to do other stories if the day it doesn't land on the Blairon, and you watch the videos on my YouTube, right?
Yeah, I do.
So she'll be updated anyway. But
I mean, I've also already read the story, but still.
If you've already read the story, I understand. Okay, send the recording to me, just letting you know. Okay, everybody say goodbye to Hannah. Bye, Hannah.
Bye. I'll send the recording to you then.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Okay, guys. I haven't stopped my recording, right? Yep. Okay. So we're just gonna be reading on. We won't have Hannah with me at this time, but I will be reading on because you know what? We love reading on. Because who doesn't? So this is actually kind of fun. I need to do this more often. Sorry, I'm on my couch instead of my favorite chair. Literally, it's not even 2 steps away from my favorite chair. So, we're all good. I'm gonna continue. I'm sorry. Home. Blaze's point of view. Oh, son of a biscuit! I just had to wait one more chapter for me to read. It either is timed perfectly, because thanks to her laptop, but, oh my goodness. Blaze's POV. Hogwarts. The one place that feels like home in England. Pansy, I was Colin's name. Pansy, Draco, and I got off the train, into the carriages, and towards the ancient school. I wonder what happened to Weasley. Pansy wondered out loud. I turned to focus on her. Turn my focus to her. Probably got hit with a spell or something. Draco shrugged. I remember hearing Weasley scream. It was blood-curdling and ear-splitting. I wanted to break something. I remember falling out of my seat and onto the ground when I heard it. Blaze. Hermione, sorry, not Hermione. Pansy! Pansy screamed and I jumped. Yes, I replied. I was saying, what do you think the feast's going to be like without Dumbledore? She said. Draco visibly darkened, and I gave Pansy a pointed glare. Oh, sorry, Dre, I wasn't thinking. She apologized. Draco's darkness quickly subsided. He gave her a small smile. Anyway, I'm so... Oh, look! There's the school, Pansy squealed. Draco and I chuckled and looked up at Hogwarts. Home. We got off the carriage. Each took turns in patting the thestral and getting into the Great Hall. Yeah, now they can see him because everyone's experienced death. dark and I love it. I'm effed up, as you can tell. I mean, if you're an old subscriber, you very well know that. If you're new, welcome to the family. We're all messed up sometimes, and we love each other for it. Okay. The hall was also lit with bright candles against the wall and ceiling. The sky a very dark a dark navy. Stars scattered everywhere. The teacher's table was looking a bit different though. Sitting in Dumbledore's old seat was Professor McGonagall, and sitting in the DADA chair, teacher's seat was Remus Lupin. Always liked that guy. Who's gonna be the potion master this year? Oh yeah, Snape's dead still. Oh. Oh my gosh, I was actually gonna cry. Tears! Don't come out! Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry about that. Anyways. Oh, I have to get going soon. Always liked that guy. Best defense teacher we ever had. There's Theo, Millie, and Vincent. I almost said Millicent for Vincent. I'm sorry, but I remember saying that to her. Draco smiled, pointing at Millicent Bulstrode, Theodore Knott, and Vincent Crabbe. Oh, where's Goyle? Oh yeah, I guess they didn't get the memo that Goyle actually did exist in this universe still, but the actor got pulled over for, well, not pulled over, but was arrested for drugs, and he was in prison at the time. So that's why they couldn't replace Goyle. Just to let you know why he wasn't in the movie and Blaze was. We walked over to them and sat on their opposite side. After a long conversation about our holidays, McGonagall stood on the podium and started speaking. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hogwarts, she beamed. Everyone applauded. As your headmistress, I hope to lead this school in the right direction and try my best to be the Albus Dumbledore you all miss. She sighed. Before you eat, I must address you all on the ambush that happened on the train, she said. Her voice sounded oh, ooh, she sent me my sent the voice part. We tried something different this time because of what happened last time. You couldn't understand Hannah, so we both recorded our voices at the same time. So I can just put her voice on top of mine, so we can both sound like we're having a conversation, and we are, but it won't sound crackled like my side does. She sighed. Before you eat, yeah, we get it. She said, her voice sounding a little trembly. Everyone's eyes were fixated on her. I'd like you all to know that will not happen again, and it was a mere technicality, she said. What about Weasley? A seventh-year Hufflepuff shouted. Weasley is all right and is recovering, Mr. Grant, she said. Sternly, the Hufflepuff boy went a bit red, and I snorted. Across the hall, I watched as Potter and Granger visibly relaxed, but still held concerned faces. I almost felt sorry for them. Never mind. After the feast, McGonagall told us all to go to bed. I quickly grabbed one more carrot and left with Draco and Pansy. I thought obsession with uncooked carrots stopped in 6th year. Draco frowned. Old habits die hard, I said with a mouthful of carrot. Yeah, he's perfect. Perfect for Ron. He talked with his mouth full without covering his mouth. Ugh. Draco snorted, and Pansy rolled her eyes. One day they're going to get stuck up there. I smirked, and Pansy almost tripped. Draco burst out laughing, and Pansy frowned. If possible, if possible, she frowned further. We continued walking, and Pansy had a smirk on her face the whole time. When we made it to the dungeon stairs, she put her leg in front of my feet. Shit! I mumbled/shouted as I tripped and fell down the staircase. You little I started, but Draco cut me off. Language, Zabini! He said smugly, and he said, I don't know why I had a voice crack. Probably he had a voice crack because he was a teenager. You don't stop going through puberty for a guy, or his brain fully develops when they're around in their late 20s. Girls, early 20s, boys, later. He said smugly, and he said smugly. Him and Pansy both burst into laughter. I thought my carrots stump, and him. He stopped laughing immediately. I threw my carrot stump at him, and he stopped laughing immediately. Pansy just howling there. You did not, he spat. Oh, yes, I did, I said back, and he started chasing me. For having such long legs, I'd expect you to be faster, Draco shouted from behind me. If so, why haven't you catched me? I shouted back and smirked when he scoffed. We were the last ones to enter the common room, the three of us still howling with laughter. Night, guys, Pansy grinned, going to her tippy toes to give us both kisses on the cheek. Oh, that's sweet of her. Night, Pansy. We both grinned in unison before trekking up to the 8th year boys' dormitory. After showering and doing basic nighttime necessities, we sat in our beds. Hey, Blaze, he whispered in the dark. Yeah, I replied. Good night, he said, before closing his eyes and drifting off of the same. Night, I whispered back and fell asleep. The next morning, I awoke to the sound of loud scream. I recognized as Pansy and a faint "what the fuck" from Draco. I opened my eyes and groggily smiled up at them, but they weren't smiling down at me. Pansy, what are you doing here? This is the boys' dormitory, I whispered. She just shook her head quickly. Both her and Draco's eyes resembling to those of house elves. Oh, big eyes. Draco's eye. Oh. Stop looking at me like that. It's freaking me out, mumbled Blaze. Blaze, what happened to you? What the fuck are you talking about? Draco asked. What do you mean? I asked. My heart started beating a bit too fast, and I sat up, hitting my head on something. The wood shards welled down my back, welled down from my head, and I looked up. Oh, Merlin. Did he get bigger? What happened? I'm so confused. Help me. Here. Go away. please go away. There. Happy? There. I played your game a little bit. Okay. Oh, I like this picture. I'm gonna keep it. I don't know is the chapter's name. Chapter 4. Blaze's point of view. What the floody fuck? I scream. My head had just broken the 4 wooden paneling on my 4-poster bed. I looked down to find the bed itself had broken in 2, but where my butt was and my pillow had reduced to feathers. What happened to me? I screamed. I tried to stand up, but when I did, I hit my head on the roof. If this is a prank, it is not funny, I screamed. My heart was racing at this point, and is he like taller or some shit? What is he? A minotaur? What is he? I shouted. My heart was racing in at this point, and I really don't know what was going on. Blaze? Blaze! Draco shouted at me, and that's when I realized they looked about the size of a chair. Oh dear sake. Wait a minute, is he gonna be like the tree guardian? Like I had in one of my Jerry stories, which was kind of cool. Yes, I quivered. I think you've grown a few, he mumbled. I rolled my eyes. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock, I spat. How did you get like this? Pansy asked, a light tremor to her voice. I don't know. 1 minute I was sleeping, like the next I'm awake and I'm 13 feet tall, I said. I'll get Madame Pomfrey, Draco stated, and he ran out of the room. Pansy inched closer to me, put a small, slightly trembling hand on my leg. It's okay. It's going to be okay, Blaze. We'll fix this, she reassured. I smiled at her and nodded, but stopped when Draco came back with Madame Pomfrey, who gasped the minute she walked into the room. Hello, I smiled at her. Good morning, Mr. Zabini. Why are you... She stated, but the look I gave her cut her off. Do you know how to get... do you know how you got like this? She asked. I shook my head, which was a bad idea, seeing that the chandelier poked me. The chandelier, sorry. I can read. Chandelier poked me in the eye. Well, I can't help you in here. We're going to need to somehow get you to the hospital wing. She sighed, rubbing her pale forehead. I'm sorry, madam, but how in Merlin's name do we do that? I asked, a bit flabbergasted. That's what I'm trying to figure out, she scorned, staring at the broken piece of wood on the floor. She took her wand and said clearly, expecto patronum. A wisp of wilvery smoke. Wait, expecto patronum, isn't that like a attack spell? It emanated from the tip of her wand and did take form. She must have a non-corporeal patronus. Oh! I'm a freaking moron. That's a patronus spell. I thought. Minerva, we have a situation. Please get Rebus. Oh, Severus is still alive! I don't know why I liked Severus. Ever. He was an asshole. But then I was like, yes. But he's my asshole. Yeah. Sorry. I'm just a hopeless case. I'm sorry about that. Anyways. a wisp of what am I looking at? Severus and meet Rubus and Severus and meet me inside the hospital wing, she said before flicking her wand. The silver wisp of smoke flew out of the window and was out of sight in a matter of seconds. All right then, Mr. Zabini, where's your uniform? She asked. I pointed to the red-colored suitcase at the... Oh no! He's naked, isn't he? I can't whistle. I can, like, whistle in, like, I can't whistle out. Oh, I guess that worked. Draco pointed to the red-colored suitcase at the front foot of my bed. She opened it and took out a clean uniform and mumbled, "Ingorgio." The clothes enlarged so that it looked like she was carrying a large duvet. "Put this on," she instructed. I nodded before she quickly left the room. Pansy and Draco helped me get dressed in the now small space. Thanks, I heaved. Draco went out of the door first. When Pansy, then me, which was a bad idea. I broke the door frame into smithereens and broke the stairs as well. Madame Pomfrey and Pansy fixed it, but I still felt bad. The portrait hole was another story, though. Madame Pomfrey had to make a giant hole next to it so I could go through. Draco and Pansy kept watch of the halls, and luckily everyone was at breakfast getting their timetables. Oh, so nobody was in the corridors. I crawled all the way to the hospital wing. Hospital wing. And troll in the dungeon. It's just Blaze. It's no troll. He's bigger than a troll. Oh yeah. I crawled all the way to the hospital wing, and when I got inside, my breath hitched when I saw one of the beds were occupied. Behind the bed, I could see something furry red, and I gulped. Is that I started, but Madame Pomfrey cut me off. Weasley, yes. Anyway, just sit here while we wait for... Never mind. Right on time, Headmistress. Rubus. Severus, she smiled. McGonagall and Snape looked equally appalled, whereas Hagrid... Oh, why didn't you just say freaking Hagrid? Damn. Had a massive grin on his face. I knew I could sense it. Oh, jeez. Sense what? What could you possibly sense? I asked, a bit bewildered as to why he's happy. Another elf giant. Of course. I'm sorry, another what? Another elf giant. Did he? Is he correct? I asked, turning a face to the other teachers. I could hear my heart pounding in my chest, like a ringing in my ears. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for this. Professor McGonagall, well, you should say headmistress, stuttered, tumbling over her words. Hold still, Madame Pomfrey said, and before I could object, a needle was plunged into my foot. Making me hurt, and not even me. Ow! I shouted, but she seemed unfazed by the ailment that she caused. She took a tube and filled it with my blood. Her and Professor Snape started chanting a bunch of things I couldn't be bothered to understand. Mr. Sabini, do you know how you, McGonagall asked up to me, but I conned her off. No, I don't. I don't know. I was sleeping for Merlin's sake, I said, and she pursed her lips. I ran my hand down my face and turned to Hagrid, who was still beaming. If I really am what you say I am, how come I'm bigger and I'm hungry, multiple feet taller, than you? Oh, he is an elf giant, isn't he? Hagrid. Isn't he a part elf giant or something? Like, he was part something, and I don't remember what it was. It's like some big revelation. Some people were gossiping about it. I don't know why, but yeah. I asked, and he scratched his head, deep in thought, before speaking. Some elf giants get more of the giant side than others. I look more like my father, so I don't get too big, he stated. I nodded dumbfoundedly. Well, Mr. Zabini, you do have giant blood, and quite a lot of it, Professor Snape said. If I could, I would, if I could, I would have gone pale. My eyes widened. Pansy gasped and Draco flinched. You're saying I'm a... Yes. Wait, wouldn't his parents be a giant, though? My mouth unchantedly opened a bit. My eyes rolled back into my head before I fainted and a loud thud, causing the room to shake. I am a half-giant. Can I be smaller? Can you help me become smaller? Dead. Ron's POV. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Ugh! I screamed, jolting awake. I frantically looked around, but saw only white. I opened the bed curtains, and I was immediately embraced with a mouthful of brown, curly hair. Oh, Ron, you're awake! Hermione cried into my shoulder. Yeah, I am, I said, not sure whether to be happy or confused. Well, you were out for a bloody while, Harry chuckled, joining in on the hug. Both of them pulled back, grinning down at me. But then their expressions changed to ones of fear and confusion. What? Is there something wrong on my face? I asked, reaching up a hand rubbing my face vigorously. Mr. Weasley, you're awake and... Oh, Madame Pomfrey said, eyeing me the same way Harry and Hermione did. I could see the bags under her eyes, and she looked like she hasn't gotten much sleep. Can someone please tell me what's going on? I asked, a bit agitated. Well, Mr. Weasley, do you remember what happened on the train? She asked. The train? I repeated, and started raking my memory, until it hit me and my eyes widened. My hand jolted up to my neck, and I felt 2 tiny scars. I looked down and stared. The contrast to the scars on my skin was really odd. Then I looked at my skin. Ah! I shouted, and I started looking at the my hands and arms. Why am I so pale? I inquired, still staring at my limbs. Oh, Merlin, I look like a glass of milk. Mr. Weasley, you're a... Madame Pomfrey started, rubbing her neck. A what? I snapped. A vampire. Excuse me? I thought I heard you say vampire. I chuckled. That's what I said. All the remaining color drained from my face. I looked up at her menacingly. Prove it. She sighed a long sigh, before walking over to the curtains and were covering the window in front of my bed and pulled them open. I hissed loudly at the feeling of sun, jumped out of my bed, and before I could blink, I was on the floor on the other side of the room. When I realized where I was, I jumped up and stared at the sunlight protruding from the window. That is when I noticed I wasn't the only one who had been situated in the hospital wing. Rays of sun were dancing on Zabini's face. He looked so peaceful. Ron? Ron! Hermione said loudly, snapping me out of whatever I said I was doing. You should probably sit down, she whispered. I shook my head. I'm not sitting down until I get a damn mirror, I spat, using my head to toss my hair out of my face. Madame Pomfrey nodded and transfigured a tall mirror in front of me. I have no words. My hair, instead of my normal orange, was fury red. Ooh, baby, huh? Now he's definitely a redhead. He has no soul. He can't go. He has to go to hell. Soulless bastards, they even give me the creeps. Yes, I just quoted Lucifer again. Crimson, a fury red with orange and crimson highlights. It was longer, so that instead of being styled down like always, it was styled in a perfect whiff. My skin was pale, but now that I wasn't in the sun, it looked a lot more tan, but which made me smile. The two dark fangs marks on the right side of my neck were still there, but what struck me the most was the fact that my eyes, instead of the normal teal blue, were blood red. Blood. I rubbed my throat, feeling very hungry. Really hungry. Did you guys bring food? I asked, turning to the three of them. Harry grabbed a plate of sandwiches that had been lying on the bedside table and handed it to me. I grinned at the food and took a bite, immediately choking, and when it entered my mouth, it tastes like nothing, I mumbled, wiping my lips. Mr. Weasley, I'm afraid you'll have to eat something else, Madame Pomfrey whispered. Like what? Like what? Chicken? Soup? Curry? Toast? I choked, the hunger growing by the second. No, Mr. Weasley, she whispered. Harry and Hermione gasped, seeming to figure out what I hadn't. Then what? I asked her, my eyes furrowed. Blood, she said gravely. I'm sorry, what? I sneered. You're a vampire, Mr. Weasley. You're dead. Normally, food won't help you, she sneered back, bluntly, glaring at me a little, not knowing what to say. I looked at the floor and nodded. She gave a sound of approval and gave me a book. Read it. Come to me if you have any questions. And don't, she gulped. Don't eat anyone. I coughed at that. But took the book and nodded anyway. Just to be sure, I stuck my head out a bit towards the sunlight a bit and hissed again. It really hurts. Harry, Hermione, I started, but Hermione held her hand out. We still love you. She smiled. Harry nodded, and I grinned back at the two. I rubbed my head. I was starting to feel really dizzy. Ron, you look sick. You need to eat, Harry said concerningly. I shouldn't I couldn't speak, so I just nodded. My head nonchalantly turned to the side and gazed up, my eyes landing on Zabini. The smell of chicken, sugar, cookies, shoe polished washed over me like a waterfall. I hadn't noticed that I was slowly sauntering towards him, unblinking, licking my lips. Ron, don't! Ron, Harry screamed, but I didn't stop. It felt as if I couldn't hear anything. Drink. Stupefy! I heard Hermione's muffled voice shout. I couldn't move. That's when I noticed I was standing at the foot of Zabini's bed. Ron, can I see that book whilst you and Harry go to the Forbidden Forest for something to eat? Why don't you give him a blood bag? Or give him some of Zabini's blood? You took some. You just need a little bit of it to do the experiment. Just give him some blood. You have blood? She asked, trembling slightly. Okay, I said. She took the book from my paralyzed hands and muttered another spell. I fell to the floor. Before I could do anything, Harry had already dragged me out of the room. Third person. Hermione sat on the bed Ron had been occupying, and quickly paged through the book. There, where is it? She whispered, agitated at the fact that she couldn't find the chapter she was looking for. When she found it, she grinned and paged through it until she froze on a sentence. This isn't good. Okay, guys, we're gonna stop it here with a little cliffhanger, and we're gonna just stop it here because I love you guys, and I'm gonna read this story some more on this channel. It doesn't have to be a collab, so you won't have to worry about it. Tomorrow is gonna be Snary. I'm gonna finish that up. And then Erased Effect will be Friday. I was like, wait, what day is it? Friday. And then I'll go back to Drarry, and we're gonna start a whole new series of Drarry, and it's gonna be male pregnancy, and it's gonna be married and pregnant. It's like probably a funnier title than 16 and pregnant, that one. And a new Snary, and we're gonna read Blairon and the Raised Effect. We're gonna start finishing that up. It's not a very long story, but at the same time, the chapters are so freaking long, it feels like I died and went to... Oh, if you guys want me to say You're My Sunshine again, I will read it, because the thing was that in my old videos, I would not read such long stories, and I wouldn't make an hour-long video. My mistake, because a lot of people really want a long video. Some people fall asleep to this. I don't know how you do it because I'm so freaking loud. But thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna end it here. But if you want You Are My Sunshine, I think it was, I have to find it. I lost it somewhere on my Wattpad. But if you know the link to it, please send it to me. I will finish that series up because I have to. I might have to reread all of the stories, and I might start from the beginning. So give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe. Push on the notification bell if you haven't, so you're notified every time I post. Comment down below which ship you want, and someone literally texted me in the middle of us recording that they want clans, and I don't freaking know what series that is, and I really need to know about the series and the couple. So if you know what that is, please tell me. And I love you guys so much. Be happy, be healthy, always be loving. Bye-bye!